So the reason for this video is basically going to be to kind of talk about signups for the NR2003 Samsung IndyCar Series. Kind of review any more questions that I've maybe seen people ask about, how many people can sign up, how the team ownership will work, stuff like that. Obviously, people need to see the car set in order to sign up, so we're going to do that. I also have a 20 race schedule with race names and stuff that I have made, and I'll show you guys that as well. So I think first we'll start with the car set because that's the most important part of any NR 2003 Series signups. You have to know what you want to sign up for. So we're going to have 36 cars to try and sign up for. A lot of different teams. Some of these kind of ran one-offs throughout the season. But so you have the 2 of New Garden, the 3 of Castro Neves, you have the 4, the 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, the 12, and the 14, all these down here. So I'll just keep scrolling through so you can try and see maybe who's on a team, as you can see up here. That's how I'll go off of. I'll explain that in a little bit. But so basically you have all these different things, and if you're in the Discord, I'll post the Discord in the Discord maybe what drivers or what cars are on different teams, so you can kind of see. But that's how it's gonna work right now. So you can see all these different kind of drivers, and there it is. That's all of them. We may have extras for the Indy 500. Maybe as the Indy 500 comes up, maybe I'll be like, hey, here's some more cars, and then maybe they'll run at a different team. So basically how this will work, if you're signing up for a driver, you could pick one car. That's it, one car per user. So you go sign up, whatever, you take your car. Since there's 36 cars, it will be the first 36 people to sign up will get a ride. So basically you say someone wants Joseph Newgarden, and they said, hey, I want the 2, and my name is Joseph Rakowski. And then someone came 5 seconds later and said, hey, 2 car, John Smith. John Smith, while he missed out in the 2 car, he will still get a car because he was the second person to sign up for a car. So that's basically that's how it's going to work. It's going to be more about speed rather than, hey, we just kind of, you missed it by 5 seconds. That's your problem. Now it's going to be like, hey, you missed it by 5 seconds. You're going to go at the rear, right? So I'm going to wait for 36 counts to show up, right? And then I'm going to be like, okay, count to 36. Make the cutoff there. If you're the 2 of John Smith, you get put to the back of the pile, but you still get a car rather than having to scramble. So basically, if you put a comment down, do not delete that comment. This happened last season in the Truck Series, in the Pensacola Truck Series. Someone made a comment, their truck was taken, but then they deleted the comment. They were about to get a car, and they didn't get it. So if you just don't delete a comment at all. If you put a comment down, do not delete it at all. Okay, just leave your comment there. That's how, if you make a comment and, say something's wrong with it, like the name's wrong. If the name's wrong, that's fine. Just tell me afterwards, okay? If you put the wrong name down, don't edit the comment. Just say, hey, my name's wrong. Can you please fix it? I'll be like, okay, that's fine. As long as I know that someone has taken that car, that is all right, because we can't have people, I refresh the page, and if I see a comment there, I'm like, okay, that comment's there. I'm going to come back to it, and I go up and I count to 36, and then say, you're the only person that took a different car, and I come back down to give you that car, and you're not available, and then, it's a whole different thing because, stuff happened. So we can't have that happening, so just don't delete a comment, right? Do not reply to your comment, okay? If you say, hey, I want the 15, and then the 15 is taken, then the replies go, oh, I want a different one, because I'm not going to see in the replies. I do not keep refreshing the page. I refresh the page until I get to 36 comments, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. So don't reply to that. Don't reply to anything I've said. That's how it's going to work. If you got your choice of car, your comment will get hearted. If you got a different car, I will comment for you. Normally I will try and see what you wanted. So like if you say, oh, I want the 2, but the 2's taken, I'll maybe look at another Team Penske car, like, oh, maybe I'll give you the 3 or the 12 or the 22, because obviously you want to be a part of Penske, or at least you want to be in a Chevy car. So I try to make accommodations for that, try to look and see what people want. So that's kind of the rundown of the rules. I don't know if there's any others. Realistic names, kind of. I mean, I'm kind of lenient about it. As long as you just have like a first and last name, that's pretty much all you need. anything else, I don't really know. So that will be driver signups. If you sign up as a driver, you cannot sign up as an owner. That's how it's gonna work. So if you signed up as a driver, that's basically your one spot. Every person has a spot. They can use that spot as a driver, or they can use that spot as an owner. So you can't go onto the same account and be like, oh, I'm just gonna use a different name for the owner. That's not how it works. So how the ownership will work, as I mentioned about Team Penske, they have the 2, the 3, the 12, and the 22. Basically, if you say I want to be the owner of Team Penske, so say my name is Matthew Smith, and I am now signing up as the owner of Team Penske. I'm now the owner of Team Penske. Really what that is just, hey, you have 4 drivers to go out there and try and win. You can try and root them on while watching. You can't really kick them out of a ride because that's not really how it works. It's basically like the most simple ownership thing possible. So if I'm Matthew Smith and I say, hey, I am now the owner of Team Penske, you now have ownership of the 2, the 3, the 12, and the 22, and you'll just kind of root those people on and, just kind of be like, hey, there you go. If you don't maybe want to drive, if you just want to kind of watch and not really worry, that would be for you. If maybe you missed driver signups, maybe the signups went too fast and you couldn't make it, well, this is now kind of a backup where you'd be like, okay, so there's a lot of teams that see right here. There's Penske, AJ Foyt, obviously, Aeroschmidt Peterson. They have a few cars. Greg Irwin Racing. There's Chip Ganassi. All those Chip Ganassi cars. There's more Penske. There's more AJ Foyt. Ray Hall Letterman. Dale Coyne. There's more Dale Coyne. There's Ed Carpenter. I know that's a team I've driven for a lot. Another IndyCar Series because 20 is my favorite number, and that's a Chevy. It works perfectly. There's another Ed Carpenter, another Team Penske. Carlin right there. You have Dreyer and Reinbold. Andretti Autosport. That's going to be a big one. Live Andretti all here. Ray Hall Letterman again. Carlin. Dale Coyne. There's Clausen Marshall. They might only have one car. I don't know. Ray Hall Letterman. Dreyer and Reinbold. Carlin. Meyershank Racing, Ed Carpenter, McLaren, because of Fernando, Aeroschmidt Peterson. I mean, that's technically just an Aeroschmidt Peterson car. I might just get rid of that and just all clump it together so that there's less teams. Dragon Speed, Harding, and down here you have Andretti again. So, I mean, there's a good amount of teams. It's not like, a lot, but there's still like a good amount. So if you miss signups, hey, you could go and try and get that. So, I think that's really all I have to say about signups. In terms of that, once again, they are Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, and then obviously the owner signups are at 2 p.m. Eastern that same day. So, just kind of mark that down. Just think about that, So once again, 1 car per user. In fact, just 1 overall. You can't be a driver and an owner. You can't be an owner and a driver. First 36 people to sign up, they get their pick, I guess. So, also, I will say this. Some people have done it before, and I'm not necessarily, I don't know the word to use, but, like, I'm not a fan of it, but I'm not really, like, against it. But if you put 2 cars in a comment, if you go, hey, I want the 15, and if not the 15, then I want the 18, I will use the 15 as your first. If your first is already taken, I will not go and give you the 18 until I go through all the other comments. So basically what you're saying with your second one is, here's a recommendation. But I mean, it's not really like, it's kind of hard to do that. So I would recommend not doing that because you're not always going to get that one anyway. And it's not like it's going to give you that car anyway. Like if you put 2 cars in a comment, I'm not going to be like, oh, well, you get that one now since the first one was taken. You have to wait. So, I mean, the odds are it will be taken. You will get a car if you're in the first 36. So you don't need to have a backup car. Absolutely no need for a backup car because it's going to go to the rear of the line anyway. So you might as well just put 1 car down, hope for the best. That's really all I have to say about that. Another thing I wanted to point out about the signups is 2 drivers do have reserves. I kind of was trying to think about how to do this because there are 2 people that kind of like they won the series that would be the whole thing of, hey, you get reserved for life. And that was obviously the IROC series. So Isaac Nichols way back when won the IROC series. So he gets a reserve. And then Colucci just won IROC series, so he gets a reserve as well. So Isaac Nichols and Colucci get reserves. I know this is kind of late in the video to say that. I will definitely say that if, whatever. Make another video about it. I don't know. But, Colucci, Isaac Nichols, they have reserves for the IROC series. So technically it's going to be the first 34 if those 2 make reserves. All right, so enough about, drivers, stuff like that. We're going into the schedule. So it's a 20-race schedule. It'll be some different tracks than what we're used to. I think I'm going to do 15% races. I'm not quite sure yet. Maybe 20%. Also, this is not finished at all. This is not subject to change. Let's just say that it is subject to change. Some lap counters, like, I don't know if I want to do 21 laps at Mid-Ohio yet. Maybe I want to do less or something. So it's still up for debate. Some races might get longer, some might get shorter. So the first race of the season will be held at Mid-Ohio. It is the Honda 300. And then we go to Kansas for the Samsung 300, along with Michigan for the Cessna 400, Milwaukee for the Advanced Auto Parts 400. Then there's Mosport for the Canadian Tire 200, Texas for the Pennzoil 350, then ISM for the Firestone 400K, the Denver Roval for the Denver Grand Prix, Homestead for the Krispy Kreme 325, Gateway for the Worldwide Technology 300, Richmond for the Target 300, Charlotte Roval for the Echo Park Automotive 250. That's probably my favorite race on the schedule. Vermont for the PNC Bank 275, Pocono for the ABC Supply 500, Iowa for the Verizon 300, Indianapolis for the Indy 500, the big one. It might get longer because it's a big race. I might make it longer. We'll just have to see. Road America for the Firestone Grand Prix at Road America. Chicagoland for the Gatorade 350. Watkins Glen for the Grand Prix of Watkins Glen. That will be with the boot. And then to end out the season, Auto Club, the Napa Auto Parts 500. So 20 race schedule, no chase whatsoever, no playoffs. It's just, hey, go out there and whoever has the most points after 20 races wins the championship. Pretty simple stuff. We're using the in-game point system, so that'll be easy to kind of determine. So some interesting things about the schedule. Obviously, Auto Club ending out the season. That's going to be a crazy one. We have 2 road courses here at the end within the final 5 races. In fact, within the final 5 races, the Indianapolis 500, Road America and Watkins Glen, which is, in my opinion, the 2 best road courses in NR, and then Chicagoland, maybe the most crazy 1.5-mile racetrack, and then Fontana Auto Club, which is going to be crazy as well. So, I mean, it's going to be a crazy end to the season for sure. I mean, look at the races that we have, like, leading up to it. It kind of all kicks off here at Pocono, and then you go to Iowa, then Indy, then Road America, Chicagoland, Watkins Glen Auto Club. So it's going to be a crazy season for sure. Hope to see everyone at signups. Once again, signups Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, and owner signups Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see everyone there. Hope everyone gets what they want. Hope all is well when it comes to that. So I think that's all I really have to say about that. Thanks for watching this little update. Signups are coming. So I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving, and I'll see you guys for the next video.